something that's really special, and it's chowder. That's another reason why we got our hats on.
So this month at the Culinary View, we're talking about corn. And if you haven't read our Master Gardener Michael Vadrine's column, it's out and posted. So you're welcome.
And where
to
is it
review
posted?
That.
Where is
It's
it?
on our website at www.thevineyarddistrict.com, and it's also on our Merbon Facebook page if you'd like to go look at it, as well as the recipe that we're going to be talking about today. And it's corn chowder.
Yeah, I got my shirt, which is be calm with chowder. That's the way it is. Be calm with chowder, you know.
So we love soups because they're easy. You can make them in advance. You can freeze them, and when you're in a hurry and you run in and you want something to eat, you pull out that soup.
Ooh-wee.
And make it, and then you actually design it to your taste. Or more importantly, remember we pick the wine first, and then we design the soup to go with that wine. So it's very simple. Corn chowder is corn and potatoes. We have some vegetable stock, and then a few ingredients like oregano and cumin. But that is where you be creative, and that is where you create the natural affinity of flavor to the wine.
Absolutely, and that's where you get to put your special little 2 cents, as my mother used to say. Are we going to show how the corn gets in there?
Yes, so this is
Show the weapon. That's the weapon of choice.
You recognize this. This is a cheese slicer,
Yes.
which we use for cheese. But Paul came up with the idea of using this instead of a grater.
A chisel. Yeah, right.
And so we use this is uncooked corn, and we're going to remove the kernels into the soup, right? Now we actually, when you do this, you're doing it as you're cooking it on the stove.
Absolutely.
So you'll notice that it takes off the tops, which I love better than using the knife because it actually pulls out the sweet juice into the soup and just the top, the tender part of the kernel instead of getting any of the cob in there. So
Whoa.
try it. If you've got a cheese slicer, try it. It really works well.
All right, and the wines that go great with chowder are unoaked Chardonnay. It is absolutely fabulous. You know, a couple of videos back, we talked about unoaked Chardonnay and popcorn.
Yes.
And so you see the theme here, corn and Chardonnay, well, chowder and Chardonnay. Just a beautiful combination. This is the unoaked Chardonnay, and it is the 2022. It's young, it's fresh. It's so fresh, it slaps you in the face. That's how fresh it is. It's a great wine. And you smell it, you pick up that creaminess of the Chardonnay. You know, I love Chardonnay without all of the other stuff that people do, like putting it in oak too much so that you feel like you've got, like little pieces of wood stuck in your teeth. You know, this is unoaked. It means it fermented in a stainless steel tank. It had just a little bit of malolactic fermentation where we convert the green acid in like an apple to the lactic acid, which is the acid in milk. And how does that happen? It's a secret. That's what winemakers are paid to do. So let's smell it.
And with the corn chowder, see, Chardonnay has a very delicate flavor, and it's easy to overwhelm it. So with the corn chowder in its basic recipe is very light and delicate in flavor, and it goes really nicely with the Chardonnay.
It really is. It's a nice combination. And just to see those little kernels kind of floating around in there, doing a backstroke and stuff, it's really nice. Then the second wine, if you don't like dry wines, the Gewürztraminer. Gewürztraminer means spicy. That's Gewürz. Traminer, which means grape. So it is a spicy grape. And it's probably the second or third most popular white grape grown in Germany. Grows great on the high plains. Absolutely fantastic. One of the things that's so special about Gewürztraminer is the aroma. It's got an allspice aroma. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, Gewürztraminer has two components. Number one, kind of a lychee fruit, or lychee fruit, I understand. And that has a really kind of subtle fruit flavor on the base. And then it's got all this spice. It's almost like holiday spice, pumpkin spice, that you can pick up on the end. Gewürztraminer, spicy traminer. And it all goes together with spicier foods. So when we're making our chowder for the Gewürztraminer, we'll add a little bit of heat, maybe,
yeah.
like
A little,
more jalapeno.
Oh, a couple of pieces of jalapeno goes a long way.
Or some other spices. And one of my tools in the kitchen is tea bags. I love tea. We drink tea, but I also use them as flavor components in sauces and in soups. And in this particular one, I added a Bengal spice, which is a lot of cloves and cinnamon, and it goes beautifully with the Gewürztraminer.
And to pay tribute to the wine garden at the rodeo, this wine is being featured there. It's the GSM. G stands for Grenache. Syrah stands for S stands for Syrah, and M stands for Mourvedre. Now, I wanted to show a very interesting wine tool. This is called an ASO. You know, it looks like a new invention. No, about 1820. And what they used to use this for is to extract corks from old bottles of wine, because on an old bottle of wine, if you stick the auger into the cork, it goes straight through the cork, or it crumbles the cork, and then you wind up with cork floating around in your wine. So this straddles the cork. So let me show you. It's a nice little device to have at your repertoire. But see, I just straddled that cork. So the ASO is on either side of this cork. So now what we do is we don't plunge. No plunge. No, you wiggle back and forth. That's the reason why it's like this. And it goes all the way down. And then you turn. Don't elbow your sweetie over here. And you just twist it. And woo, it came right out. See? And then it comes out completely whole. See, look, take a look at that. This looks like a brand new cork. So it doesn't damage the cork in any way, shape, or form. And then you pour it in the glass. You always pour to the side, like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, how does red wine go with chowder?
So red wine has heavier flavor weight, and on this particular case, what I did was I added more cumin into the soup, and then that brought some more flavor weight to the soup, which actually made it go better with the GSM.
And another secret that's so critical is you take the wine that you like with the chowder, and then you pour a little bit of wine in the chowder. And now you've created the bridge between the chowder and the wine.
There is wine in the recipe, so when you look at the recipe, just know that whatever wine you're going to serve, then just replace that wine in the recipe with the wine that you're going to serve, and you have that natural affinity. Also, if you want to make a double batch and freeze some, take the recipe up until the point you add the milk and sour cream. Then freeze that portion of it, and then each in serving sizes that you would use. And then when you bring that out to make it, then you add the milk and the sour cream at the time that you're going to serve it.
All right. So on behalf of all of us, Meryl and I, and the great crew here at Messina Hop, we want to wish you a fantastic, calm Chowder Day.
Vintage house chowder day. Actually, this is a vintage house recipe.
Absolutely. So enjoy, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
God bless.